Welcome back, awesome action toy fans and subscribers. So a while ago I reviewed these awesome 1/18 scale figures by Asura, or the Asura line. Very cool. Great articulation, a bit unusual in places, but fantastic to pose. Really cool. And these little parts you can change to the thighs or the forearms. You see them on different parts on the actual figures. Really nice. I love these so much. I want to actually buy some more if I can find some. Really cool. Great accessories from swords, staffs, rifles, pistols, etc. Anyway, I'm pleased to announce that today... Are you going to stand up for me? Does it want to stand up? No. That today I'm reviewing the next 3 in the line. Bang! These are like the enemies to these, which look rather quite bulky and different. 1 is green, 2 is red, and then 3 is green again. I was expecting to be purple at everyone. So I've got these 3 to review and compare to these 3. But before that, I will announce the next prize on offer in the prize draw for the Patreon family, the Patreon subscribers. It is Joy Toy are offering the Joy Toy Warhammer 40k Tower Empire Fire Warriors. That's 4 figures you will get. These won't be available for about 3 weeks or so, which means if you win the competition, you'll have to wait maybe 4 or 5 weeks before they're sent by Joy Toy, and you'll get them in about 6 weeks. The winner of the first prize, the Black Templar Pymera's Crusader Squad, he got his prize this week, so he is very happy. It's worth joining the Patreon for the prize draws, and you get to see content like this early as well, and some exclusive stuff too. Okay, so please do consider joining the Patreon, link in the top right now. I'm going to open up these... In fact, should I do this on camera? Yeah, no, I won't. I'll open them up, the new ones, I'll set them up, and then we'll have a look at them, compare with these guys, and compare with some other 1/18 scale action figures. So I'll be back in an instant for you guys. Stay tuned. Okay, here they are. Now, they all, including the original 3 I showed you a minute ago, come with a base. So you can stand them up, support them. You've got a posing part there. Also, it's got a little clip here, which you can open up and put spare hands and things inside, which is pretty nice. Pretty cool. And you can see that you can link bases, their bases together if you want to display. 3 of them all together. They do look pretty cool. Bit of a hassle trying to work. Oops, get a focus. Bit of a hassle trying to work out how some of the accessories go together and what they do. But I think they look fantastic. So let's get a close look. I'll start. In fact, I'll go in their order. So the middle one is YW2231. So it comes with this. Comes with extra hands. I've changed this hand open to open hand there. This ridiculously large gun, which can be taken down into pieces. And it comes with an action base. Pretty cool. These are in fact pretty much identical to the original 3, but you just add on and change different parts. Like all these armor parts can be taken off and added on, so you can customize, swap and change in different heads. Very cool, very armored. I think that'd be a pretty good match for like some of the Narinu and the Acid Rain World sort of Japanese faction stuff. Might have a look at that a bit later, because they've got this sort of a Asian feel to them. The armor is articulated too. This great big gun, which is way too big in my estimation, can be broken down. So you can just pull out the, take off the sight off the rifle. The rifle does, or should just, pull out the back. And it's got a nice little rifle there. You can take off the legs from the bipod. Then you can take off the little end of the barrel of the muzzle there. You know, and you can just break it down to pieces. I think it'll be better with this. I think that sniper rifle, as nice as it looks, is too big, too unwieldy. At least with this one here, he can use it far more realistically. Get his arm across. Close enough. Very, very cool. We'll look at articulation of these in a moment. Now, it will be very similar, but the armor is different. But even the armor is articulated. Okay, the next one was that was number 1. We'll go to number 2, the YW2232, and that is the red one here. Now, he comes with this as well. Now, this is metal and it bends, but I've no idea what I'm supposed to use it for. There are no instructions in the box, and I couldn't find any pictures. I had a quick look online. Anyway, other than that, here he is with his big halberd, which can be taken apart into component pieces. The handle comes off, the pointed tip comes off, the blade comes off. This handle is separate. The 2 little parts here come off, and the sort of the mace head at the bottom come off too. Here's perhaps my favourite looking on the head out of the 3. I like those sort of 2 sort of horns sticking out. Very, very cool. Again, very similar armor, a little bit different to the first one. I think, was it the same? Looks like the same, in fact, to the first one. Different to the third one. Third one's got shorter armor on the shoulders. He also comes with a holster, which I've plugged into the back, and I've put the gun into that. Very cool. And the last one is the YW2233. Is that right? I believe so. Or 2233. That's this guy here. Comes with this nice sword. It has a holster which I didn't put in, but the holster I'd put there and stick the knife through the back. You can stick it on the leg here, but it's too high up because this plugs into the hole here, which this holster normally goes into. I've made a chainsaw configuration, which I really like on this. I think that's looks particularly nice. I should really swap that around the other way, I think, like that. There we go. Put his knife on top. Very nice. He also comes with these bits here, which I'm not so sure what they do. Now, with the chainsaw part, you can take off, and you've got this sort of handle connector. So I guess I could make maybe a gun of sorts. I'm not quite sure. It looks pretty naff though. But perhaps better than that. This looks like it could be pretty cool. I'm not sure what that would be. That could be a type of gun or something, I guess. I, again, need to look more online as opposed to my quick search. But that chainsaw part, I think, looks fantastic. And this has got holes or pegs on 2 ends. So it can be like this, which look a bit strange. Maybe a bit better on this one if it were like that, or like that, maybe. No, I can't go that way. Like that. I need to have far more time to play and look. But it is nice. And again, that chainsaw configuration, which I had a minute ago, I think looks absolutely fantastic. Very, very cool. They all have got nice, simple paint apps and simple shading, inking you can see going on there. I'm loving the eyes on these too. That sort of red, sort of a metallic to it, so it does shine and glow. Very, very nice figures. Okay, so they are the same body as the original, just these extra parts and different heads. Now, they do have good articulation, I remember that, but the body is a bit strange in the waist, which not everyone likes, but I think it's pretty cool. So let me just stick him over there. In fact, I'll use him in a second for the articulation. Take the things out of his hands. So let's have a look at articulation first of all. Now he's in my hand here. Get a nice focus. So head is your normal side to side. Very, very good. Left, right, up, down. Heads do feel a bit small. Arms go all the way around. Now depending on the shoulder, we'll see how much articulation we can get to the side. This should have some articulate. There we go. Not enough articulation in this one. So he's not getting very good on the side there. But if I look at this guy here, his shoulder does that. So he actually gets better articulation. His armor moves more than the other guy's one. So maybe I'm not getting enough movement from this little piece here, but it's moving, just not as much as I would like. Biceps are fantastic. Look at that, well over 90 degrees. There is a bicep swivel. Hand is on a ball, so he gets movement in all directions, but it's not as much as I'd like. Nowhere near as good as the Joy Toy Warhammer 40k Body 2 figures. Now the waist, if I show how it's connected, is it this way or that way? It should be this way. His arm is popping off his foot there. There we go. You see it plugs in there. So his waist is a bit unusual the way it's done. Almost popped his arm off as well there, so his arm is getting a bit loose. You can see the hole inside. So that has to line up and go back in that way. Now, in theory, that should give... His arm has popped off again. That should give really good articulation like this. But for doing sit-ups. But if he's wearing his armor, he's going to lose a lot of that, which is a shame. You know, now it's like he'll get to here and he'll stop. He can still turn on the waist as well. Hips again is going to be dependent on the armor and all these sort of little parts he's got plugged into himself here. Will decrease all of that articulation as well on the lower legs. So outwards only so far, and they go out forwards to an angle, not directly. Forwards fantastic, backwards should be fantastic, but it goes out to the side because of the sculpting. So backwards is not as good as I thought it would be. I want to keep the armor on because that's what he's going to have when you're posing him most of the time. So the other ones, the original ones, had better articulation on the legs. This guy doesn't have the thigh armor in front, only on the sides. Kneecaps, really tight on the bend there. Then feet, there is a very good side to side. There is no turn, no boot turn, but there's a decent tippy toe, and depending on the armor there can be a decent dorsiflexation too. I just love the heads on these, but just wish the heads were maybe a little bit bigger, but they do look rather menacing. Very, very cool. Let's get a quick idea about their size in cm. Sorry, my American friends. So this is about, to the top of his head is about 10.5 to 11. Likewise with these guys, 10, 10.5 to 11. If I compare them to the original, we should see that they look pretty cool together, though they are in fact enemies. They are slightly more bulky because of their shoulders and the armor they've got on them, but they do look good together. The original have better articulation because they've got the less stuff to get in the way. And you look at this guy here, that's just a ridiculous athletic gun pose he's doing. Avoiding something and then shooting. So they do look good with them. If we look at, I said, you know, the Nurinu stuff from Acid Rain World, it's one of my favourite figures still, the Nurinu Sentinel with the first Nurinu release, not loose. I've got one aimed in a shooting pose here. They do look pretty good, but the heads do feel a bit small, but they do work. It'd be better if they were perhaps slightly bulkier, because they look more robotic, you know, even though they're cybernetic sort of humans. It'd make them look perhaps a little better, but they do scale and work well with your Acid Rain World stuff too. Get an idea, I've got an Eagle Force figure on my desk here as well. Stick him over here. Some more of a contemporary figure in terms of genre. Again, scale well, but the heads do look a little small. I do like these figures. I do like them a lot. These are sort of things you can spend hours with, chopping and changing the little parts around, being intricate, getting some great poses with. And they're good because even though they've got their own universe, they can fit into like Acid Rain World, Annex 2179. They can fit into some of the Joy Toys stuff as well. In fact, pretty much any universe, even as a Star Wars droid, they could work as well. So they do get my thumbs up, seal of approval. Okay, please consider joining the Patreon. Check out the videos on my channel. There's over 1,000 for you guys to see and enjoy. And I will see you in the next video. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.